I've slowly just come to the realisation. I apologise, Deep, because I didn't realise this was a thing. Nimi has feelings for me.
Oh my God.
And I didn't realise that.
You wish.
I'm the kind of guy, I love travelling.
Yeah.
I'm gorgeous.
Yeah.
I'm ambitious. I'm there. I'm tick, tick, tick.
Yeah. I'd say also you'd have to be of colour.
Hello and welcome to the What Would You Do podcast. JJ and Nimi.
I'm Nimi.
I'm JJ.
And we are
having a good time.
Oh, I was going to say JJ and Nimi.
JJ and Nimi.
Yeah.
What have you been up to, mate?
Oh my God, we have so much to catch up on. We actually haven't recorded an episode in a few weeks.
Yeah, it's been a long time.
Okay, how do I've been very busy working. Cool, great. I'm the worst wife on planet Earth because I royally messed up my husband's birthday.
Yeah. But it's nice that you finally just realised that you're the worst wife of all time.
Yeah. Well, I've been trying. Do you know what I mean? And now I think I just need to surrender.
What have you been doing to try before we go on to your birthday fuck up?
I feel like, I've been trying to be understanding. I've been trying to be...
You listen to him.
I listen. I let him speak.
Wow, that's nice.
Those kind of things.
Yeah.
But the birthday was just a mess up. Like, I spent a lot of money on a staycation that ended up being absolutely shocking. Guys, like, when I'm not being, like, exaggerating here.
Call out the hotel.
No, I'm not going to call out the hotel, but, in case they want to sponsor us one day. But I'll give you a visual. Old, grey hair, stuck on the remote, on the TV remote, and a sticky TV remote.
That's mean.
That's what was going on.
Old man,
yeah,
just slapping on his bell end.
Pretty much.
Wow.
So yeah, it was just nasty. It was the worst weekend ever. So.
You sent me a video of it, and it was like a video of Deep just looking fucking miserable, drinking a Diet Coke with a bit of watermelon in front of him, and then you pan to the left, and it was just a random peacock. And that was like, there was literally 50% of the people at that hotel was a peacock. One peacock.
Literally, there was no one there, and this was meant to be like luxury. Anyway, we got a full refund, guys, and we did the needful.
Why didn't you go to Ritz-Carlton Al-Wadi Desert?
I didn't want a desert staycation, so this was right on the water, on the ocean. So I didn't want to be in the middle of the desert. Like, we wanted to be by the ocean. So this was the only option, and obviously that fucked up, didn't it? Anyway, but I did something quite cool.
Go on.
On Sunday, I was like, babe,
banana float.
I spent X amount on this staycation, which we're getting fully refunded for. We're going to go to the mall and we're going to buy you something nice.
What did you get him?
We went to the mall. We went like
a child.
We were in Fashion Avenue.
Yeah. Wow.
Really, really nice stuff.
Sometimes I go Fashion Avenue. I'll walk into Gucci and I just get like spoiled. They just like fuss over me because I'm just like, they think I'm going to spend money. I'm like, I want to try this. I want to try this. And I try everything on. I take a picture of me in it. And then I just go, thank you so much, and walk out because I can't afford it.
Wait, what's your go-to? Like, how do you say... Do you say, like, I'll think about it?
Yeah.
Why do we do that?
Catherine sits next to me like, you're so embarrassing because you're definitely like, why are we even going in here? Because we know for a fact you're not buying anything. And I do a whole fake acting routine going, Catherine, do you think I should buy it?
Stop.
So
you wrote Catherine into it. What did she say?
So I put on a pair of Adidas Gucci trainers. Remember they did a collab? Like, I was obsessed with them, but they were just so expensive for basically gazelles. And I put them on, and he's like talking to me about how amazing they are and why they're so popular and how many people are buying them and like they're really great. And I'm sat there, I put them on, and I'm like walking up and down the shop like I'm a fucking child for his first day of school wearing his new shoes, walking up and down in them, and I'm like, oh, Catherine, they're really comfy, they're amazing. And then I'm like, I sit there, and they're like, okay, do you want to buy them? And I'm like, Catherine, what do you think? And then every time Catherine's like, I think you should think about it. And I go, yeah, I think I should think about it, but I'll definitely be back, and then walk out.
And they never see you again.
Every single time.
And when you walk past the shop ever again, you're like, cover your face.
So poor.
The thing is, though, when you rope your partner into it,
she knows the routine.
Yeah,
she knows the routine.
You've trained her well.
Like, we've done it in Balenciaga, you know, those little slip-on trainers, like all of it. Like, do you think I really want them, Catherine? Come on, I should definitely spoil myself. She's like, have a think about it. Yeah, you're right. I'll have a think about it.
It's so funny because Deep used me as like a scapegoat. He was like, oh, she doesn't like it, so we'll leave that today,
one.
bro. We'll leave that today.
She's not too interested in them.
Yeah.
I personally, if it was just me, it's 100%. I'd be getting my card out and cash.
Exactly.
Cash. I've got the cash.
He says stuff like, oh, she's the real boss, and like makes a joke out of it, and then they shake hands, and he's like, I'll see you, bro. And I'm like, you just used me. I didn't say a thing. I didn't even give any facial expressions.
Yeah.
And you basically made me out to be like that I rule with an iron fist when that's just not the truth.
But like, I walk in as if like I carry the elegance of like a multi-millionaire businessman.
That's wild to me because I've never got that vibe from you.
I've never got that vibe from myself. But I walk in there like I'm fucking balling.
Wow.
Yeah, I just have this aura about me, and then I just leave.
But what is that? They do treat you differently if they think you're going to spend money to just a regular person coming in to have a look.
Yeah, for sure.
Why? What? Like, is there anyone who works in these shops that can tell me why that happens? Because also, okay, my mum and dad were in Fashion Avenue a few weeks ago.
Fucking every single shop store manager was like running out chasing them.
No.
Mayor!
No, they were actually being ignored.
Oh, really?
They were being ignored in the shops.
So they think your parents look poor?
Well, clearly. Like two little Indian people walk into a shop. They walked into Ramova because they wanted to buy something. And then the guys were literally like not even giving them attention, like not even looking at them. And they were like, excuse me, we want to buy that bag. And then all of a sudden, when they realised they were going to pay for something and actually buy.
They're like leeches. They're all like rubbing down. I would probably, if I was your dad or your mum, I would just have like wads of cash in my bag. And then as I walk in, if they don't give me attention, just like drop my bag on the floor and just wads of cash just scrambles out. Just so they know I have money. And Thank you very much. I mean business.
Yeah, don't mess around with me. How have you been?
No, I didn't. I finished your bit. You went to Fashion Avenue, but did you buy anything for
Oh, no. So he looked around, he liked a few things, and he was like, I cannot justify spending that amount of money on like a bag or like a pouch or something like that. And so he was just like, forget it. So we went home, and he was like, all I want to do is go home, watch Made in Chelsea, order Nando's, and go to bed.
Have you been watching Married at First Sight?
No.
Fucking hell, Nimi.
I've heard about this.
Oh my God.
Wait,
what a show!
What actually happened?
Married at First Sight UK, the latest season, is fucking mind-blowing. It's so good.
So they marry each other. It's literally marrying for the first time meeting.
Yes.
Okay.
So they go through an interview process, and then they match a man with a woman. So it's like a man that's like, oh, so I've always gone for really attractive girls in the past, but I want someone with a bit more depth, which this has happened. And then they partnered him with like an average looking girl, but it's like really nice, really caring, like just a lovely person. And then they walk, he stands at the top of the aisle, and then she walks down, and then he looks at her, and then it pans to B-roll going, it's not my type at all. And that's like, well, that's the whole point. Like, you've always gone for these, like, what you call attractive models.
You said it yourself.
You said it yourself. And the whole process, he was just like, yeah, I'm just like, I want to take things really slow. And she was just like, okay, like in your own time. Like, she was fucking lovely.
So he still went ahead with the marriage?
Yeah, honestly, I love Bianca so much.
Oh.
Bianca's like, I love her.
So she's being patient with him?
No, but then there's a couple, there's a trans lady that they partnered her
oh with. God, here we go. Here we go. Can you just cancel
no, because I was going to
cancel us now, everybody.
I just want to apologise to my friend Dampy. That was a slip of the tongue.
Okay.
Right. There's a trans lady.
Think before you speak.
I'm just getting muddled with my words, Nimi. Okay. There's no malicious intent. There's a trans lady that got partnered with a guy that's just like really sound, like really nice guy, but he's like pansexual. He falls in love with the person.
Oh, okay.
So they partnered,
gendered, like...
Not gender discriminatory. He doesn't really mind. He falls with men, falls with women because of who they are as a person.
Yeah.
So they partnered them up, and then they sat down with each of us. Like, I've got something to tell you. I'm actually trans. I was born a boy, but I always knew I was a girl. It's a lovely story. They didn't really get on in the end. So the guy that was partnered with the lovely girl was attracted then to the trans lady. So he binned off the nice girl because they were texting behind their partners' backs. They were texting behind their partners' backs. Nathaniel's fucked off. Bianca's fucked off. And now they've come back and they've now partnered together.
Wow.
And the guy's called JJ.
Oh, wow.
It's weird when the trans lady keeps saying my name. I don't know how I feel about it.
You
I don't know if I like it or I don't know.
You like it.
That's the thing with like these women. They're so beautiful.
Yeah.
Like me and Catherine are like, she's gorgeous. And that trans lady, I think she's now become like a Victoria's Secrets model.
Wow.
It's like amazing what she's doing.
So
They're kind of shedding the spotlight on the trans community. Huh?
Are they together?
At the moment, yeah. I'm like
Wow.
20 episodes in.
But look.
Watch it, please watch it.
Okay.
There's so much that happens. There was this couple called Thomas and Roz. Roz was from like North. Thomas is like a Chelsea boy, like a bit like fucking Boris Johnson, like a bit of a bumbling idiot, but he's like really lovely. I love him. I love Thomas.
Okay, and they have to get married.
Yeah, you have to get married, and then it's just
what if they refuse?
Once every week they have a commitment ceremony, and at the commitment ceremony they say one by one whether they want to stay or leave. If one says stay, one says leave, then they have to stay. If they both say leave, they can split up.
Oh.
Or if they both stay, they obviously stay. But there was one couple, I can't remember their names now, but one of them went downstairs to play spin the bottle with random guys and was just snogging loads of geezers. And then the partner found out, was just like, I don't know how I feel about this, because this lady kicks off with him about everything. And he's like, what would you do? Because she's like a psychopath. Yeah. And he's like, what would you do if you found out I was playing spin the bottle and snogging other girls? And he was like, I would be a bit like, oh, that's a bit silly, isn't it? And you know when like they do something wrong, they go, I'd just be like, oh, that's just a bit of a fun game.
I wouldn't care that much.
I wouldn't care at all that you snogged 10 girls.
She's lying.
So then he left in the end. He was like, and she stayed, and he's like, well, I don't care. I'm gone. And then just walked out.
I love reality TV.
It's drama, Nimi. It is drama.
It's the only way I find myself switching off lately is when I'm watching stuff like that.
If you were to be married at first sight to a type of person, what is it would you ask for?
I would ask for someone successful and ambitious.
Already successful. Rich.
No, not rich. Success and rich, two very different things, honey. Don't get me in that little loophole.
I'm not putting you anywhere.
Like I would say successful, meaning ambitious, like towards goals, like have things they want to achieve.
Like me. Yes.
Yes, exactly, but not necessarily rich.
Like me.
You.
You're describing me.
Exactly. They would have to love traveling. They would have to be good looking. It's just a mess.
I've slowly just come to the realisation. I apologise, Deep, because I didn't realise this was a thing. Nimi has feelings for me.
Oh my God.
And I didn't realise that.
You wish.
I'm the kind of guy, I love travelling.
Yeah.
I'm gorgeous.
Yeah.
I'm ambitious. I'm there. I'm tick, tick, tick.
Yeah. I'd say also you'd have to be of colour. Anything you can do about that? Definitely not.
Yeah, okay, Deep, I take that back.
Yeah.
I'm definitely not.
What about you?
Wow fit. I'd need someone really good looking.
Yeah.
And I know that's really shallow, but what I've come to learn, and me and Catherine talk about this all the time, it's like if they are two perfectly matched personality people, sometimes they just can't get over the barrier of that they're not attracted to them.
Yeah.
One couple, Thomas and Roz have, like they weren't attracted to each other, and they personally perfectly compatible, and now they love each other so much, and they have sex and all sorts, so like they're into each other now. But I'd struggle if there's not that sexual chemistry. I'd struggle to kind of get over that line. I know that's really shallow, but that's just me.
It's not shallow, because I don't like it when people say looks aren't everything. I know they're not everything. And like beauty is on the inside. And
looks ain't everything, because if they're absolute shit cunt, now like I couldn't get past that either.
100%. But like looks do matter.
Yeah. They
absolutely do matter. You got to look at this gob for the rest of your life.
Yeah.
Essentially.
Oh, so really good looking. Not if they partnered me with someone that's my female equivalent, that's like loud and attention seeking and all these, I guess, negative things, I'd hate it. Yeah. I could not be with someone that is as loud. It would just be like, I'm going out with my sister, because that's what my sisters are like, and I love them to bits, but I could not date someone that's as loud and trying to be funny as me.
As you,
And I like Catherine because she's funny. She's just a bit quieter than me. And not necessarily quiet. Yeah, I guess less extroverted as I am.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah. So I think, Catherine's banging. So yeah, Catherine, really.
So we've actually ended up with the right people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because your partner's of colour. Wow.
Ta-da!
He's all of it. Tick,
I
tick,
know.
tick.
Should we get into what we've actually planned?
Yeah. So I found not much, but a couple of things, which is basically things that people have just said nonchalantly.
Yeah.
That it's like, wow, weird that they said it, but they didn't realise it was weird.
Okay.
A guy once told me how he loved the feeling of wearing casts, so he'd put casts on himself for days or weeks on end, even if it meant he couldn't drive and would be stuck at home the entire time. He'd use his holiday time just to wear full leg and arm casts.
No. That's weird. That is so weird.
So-
Explain that to me. So he'd literally be
weird.
sat
Yeah,
there
like a zombie.
by choice.
By choice, and he loved it.
Oh my
I was
God.
discussing a Jeffrey Dahmer documentary with my brother and my dad. So I'll say that again. I was discussing a Jeffrey Dahmer documentary with my brother, and my dad just nonchalantly commented how he grew up with Dahmer and played with him as a kid. Turns out my dad's cousin was neighbours with Dahmer, and they used to play together when he went and stayed with his cousins.
Could have been a goner.
Fucking outrageous.
Yeah.
A quote, "You seem sad. My mother to my sister at her husband's funeral."
Oh my God, guys. Guys, this reminds me so much of when I was at my grandfather's funeral.
Yeah.
And obviously crying. And this weird Indian lady comes up to me, never seen her before in my life, comes up to me, strokes me in the back and goes, "Why are you crying? Don't cry. Why are you crying?" I was like, what a question.
Read the room.
What not to say to someone at a funeral.
We're at a funeral, not a fucking comedy club.
God.
Oh, that's what I want. Let's do a poll for next week.
Yeah.
What not to say at a funeral.
Okay. Yeah.
That'll be funny.
Let's remember that though, because we're gonna forget that.
Yasmin, can you remember that?
Yeah. Thanks,
Can you make a
Yasmin.
note of that?
Yeah. Thanks, Yasmin.
Oh, okay, this is a comment. "Oh, he was born with webbed balls. He had surgery as a baby. You have to have noticed the scar. Said about my boyfriend by his mother while he was at work."
Oh my God. Mother-in-law should never speak to daughter-in-law.
Have you not seen his balls?
Ugh.
Webbed balls? What
Yeah.
are webbed balls?
I thought balls are generally like webbed a bit. They're like attached, aren't they?
I suppose they are a bit webbed.
Okay, anyway. My mum and dad listen to this podcast.
No, so they dangle down. I guess webbed means like, because it's attached at the gooch, isn't it?
Mm.
But then I guess the attachment carries on down the leg. Oh, imagine that.
I know.
It's like catching wind, you'd blow backwards.
Well,
Like a
you'd be
wind-
quite
like a-
horrified if you come across someone like that, no?
Like a sail on a boat.
Oh my God. Okay, can we move on?
Yeah, please.
Okay. The wildest insults ever received. Does anything come to mind that anyone's ever said to you?
Well, it's just took me back to a previous episode. My favourite comment of all time: "Your family tree looks like a reef."
Oh yeah. Okay. Oh yeah, I remember we did that. It was what girls have said to guys.
Yeah.
wasn't
It was like things you've ever heard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So this is the wildest insults you've ever received. I got a thumbs down while driving and decided that I would incorporate this into every uncomfortable driving situation moving forward. It is the best, most rewarding insult I have ever received. Just going driving by someone like it would really upset me if someone did that to me, to be fair. It's worse than sticking your finger up.
So I did one yesterday. I was driving and someone was trying to like, you know, when you're not on the main, you're on the main bit of road, but people are trying to overtake down the service road or something like that. And this person tried to like do that and take over me. So I just sped up a little bit and then she beeped her horn at me and I so quickly went, "The fuck are you talking about?" I didn't know it was a woman at the time, but I did it. So I was like, "What the fuck are you even saying?" And then she was like, she just pulled her face. You know, like a child on a playground. She went,
No.
she went like this.
That's really good though. And what did you do?
She was then behind me then. I was just like smiling at her, just laughing and just shaking my head.
I've been having a lot of road rage lately.
It's quite fun. I actually quite enjoy road rage because it's not about the road. It's not about the person driving the car that's made a mistake. It's just about letting off some steam from the day.
Rather
Do you know what I
that.
mean?
Rather that than when you get home.
What road rage have you done recently?
It's very illegal. I don't know if it's a myth.
You said you did codeine last week. Chill, you're fine.
Yeah, true. Apparently you're not allowed to flip people off in this country.
Yeah, you'd really. I've never seen you flip anyone off.
I've never flipped anyone off in my life. It felt like I was like literally even looked at my hand afterwards to be like, how the fuck did that happen?
This middle finger raised?
Yeah,
Wow.
like I have never in my life gone like that.
You doing
and
that?
then I did it to a guy
So
the other day.
Really?
But we were both going under a tunnel, but we were going separate ways.
Yeah.
So it was literally like but that's when I realised, I was like, Nimi, you need to calm
And he went
down.
into work like, you're not going to believe this. The Nimi met her flipped me off on my way here.
Well, I told my mum this, and my mum was like, you need to be careful now, Nimi. You need to be careful. I was like, Mum, no one knows who the F I am. Like, I think I'm good.
No one actually knows where Dubai One TV
Yeah,
is.
exactly.
Chill.
No one actually watches the TV. Let's be honest.
Oh, that's true. That's true.
Okay, the wildest insults you've ever received. How cruel is nature to deny you beauty in your youth and wisdom in your old age? So disrespectful.
That's savage.
I envy all the people who have never met you. The disrespect.
Oh, God.
A guy once told me, you're not playing hard to get, you're playing hard to want. And then I cried at the bar. That is harsh.
Oh my God, if someone said that to me, I'd be thinking about it for years. Years.
You're not playing hard to get, you're playing hard to want. I mean, come on now.
Oh my gosh.
Oh,
I'm sweating. That's really funny.
Okay, last one. They said this is the hardest. This is the wildest insult my teacher has ever given me. Is when she handed all my papers back to me, but face down, so no one else could see it.
Well, because she got an F.
Yeah,
it was terrible.
Yeah.
Right.
The last time you got fucked was by genetics. That's literally like the family tree thing. Like, go for the DNA because they really can't change that.
You really can't. Once you start going after ancestors, like it's game over for insults.
There is nothing you can do.
Oh my God.
Oh, it's so fun. Very clever. People are so good.
Oh gosh.
My face
Fucking
hurts a
hell.
bit. Yeah. Oh, what are we doing?
I've got a what would you do?
Okay.
Oh my God. Right, message in whenever you've got anything you want me and Nimi to tell you what we would do in that situation. What would you do, JJ and Nimi? On Instagram, drop us a message and we'll tell you what we'd do.
Mm-hmm.
I'm currently caught in a whirlwind of emotions and relationship drama, and I desperately need advice to untangle this mess. I've been with my boyfriend for 4 years. Our relationship has always been great until he dropped a bombshell on me. Out of the blue, my boyfriend brought up the idea of opening up our relationship. He explained that he loves me, but he wants the freedom to connect with others, both emotionally and physically, while keeping our relationship intact. At first, I was shocked, and to be honest, I felt a bit betrayed. When I voiced my hesitation and discomfort about the idea, he gave me an ultimatum. Either I agree to an open relationship or he'll walk away from our relationship entirely. He argued that he needed this, and if I truly loved him, I would support his needs. This put me in an incredibly tough spot. On one hand, I'm deeply committed to him and don't want to lose our relationship. On the other hand, the idea of him being with someone else tears me apart, and I just can't come to terms with it. I rejected his ultimatum, but now he's furious with me and accusing me of being controlling and unfair. He says I'm stifling his freedom. I'm heartbroken and question whether I've made a terrible mistake. What would you do in that situation?
God. See, I think he was fine up until he started like emotionally guilting her and manipulating her. Like, you can absolutely request to have an open relationship. If your partner says no,
then it's no.
Then it's a no.
Yeah.
And you got to continue. You can't like guilt them. I feel bad for her. She sounds like she's actually going to eventually just
I think if, say, okay, cool, but I get the first smash and see how it feels. So if I was a girl, I'd be like, I'm picking the first guy.
Yeah.
and I'm going to get absolutely rattled by him. And then I'm going to come back and tell you I've done it.
Yeah.
And then I'll see how it feels, and then you can decide. Then you can decide.
No, because then it will become, he'll be like, well, I've got to do it now.
Yeah.
Because I'm so pissed off that you did it that I'm going to go out and do it now. But also, I don't get it, because when he said open relationship, she said emotionally and physically. I thought open relationships were just physical. Like, you have your main partner.
Which is your emotional relationship. But this is just like physical, I guess, getting your kicks elsewhere, isn't it?
Yeah, but you can't, like, have feelings for the other people.
No. But some people are, no, an open relationship is like you can invite people into the relationship. You could do it. It's like there's so many different layers to it.
I would say to her, leave him.
Wow.
Because even if you stay...
She obviously loves him, though.
He says, no, fine, I won't do it. He's going to go and cheat then. Because he clearly wants to be with multiple people.
He wants a new pom-pom.
And I just don't get, like, how you could be with someone when you know they're going away and doing things.
No, but she doesn't know that he's going away and doing things. He's actually gone up to her and spoke to her about it. I don't think he actually had a deep conversation about it. But maybe, like, find out if there's a person that she would like to have a extramarital relationship with.
Monogamy is a funny one, guys.
It really is, mate. It really is.
It's not in our DNA.
I know you've said that before. And me and Catherine have discussions about this, actually. And I know brother's listening to that, but it's not like something we do. Because I think the idea of it is exciting, but the reality of it is quite
very different.
Very different.
Very different.
I know.
And you think about it from the point of view that, like, okay, if you want an open relationship, you'll go off but you don't realise that, hang on, your partner will also be going.
Yeah,
off
I know. And let's
things.
be fucking very honest here.
Yeah.
If me and Catherine were in an open relationship and she was going away getting smashed, she'll be getting smashed 10 to my 1.
Yeah.
Like 100%. 100%.
Yeah.
If she wanted it,
yeah,
it would be a fucking revolving door of 10 out of 10 blokes.
And then you'll be like...
And I'll get some little gammy girl walk in. 10 to 1.
And then you'll be like, shit, why did I mention an open relationship?
I literally was just excited by the idea of having one new pom-pom. And now she's had about 27 dicks in her.
Yeah, and it's game over.
Yeah, and I'm just like, this is done.
So, okay, what would you do if you're this girl? Go to see if you have other options. If it feels unnatural, go back to your boyfriend and say, look, I love you. I only want to be with you and I only want you to be with me. If you cannot do that, I set you free.
Yeah, but you're a strong, independent woman that don't need no man in me. Not everyone's wired the same way as you.
But it's not a case of wiring. It's a case of believing that you are worth more.
Yeah.
You'll find a guy who literally only ever wants to be with you.
I'd go with my way, mate. I would go, right, fine.
I'll go.
You see Jamal that lives across the road, he's been looking at me.
Yeah.
So I'm going to invite Jamal. I'm going to call him now, say, Jamal, it's on. Come round, give me a smash.
Yeah.
And then whoever her boyfriend is going, can you just pop downstairs and make a cup of tea for me and Jamal because he's coming up with me. See how you like it.
Yes. And then reevaluate. She needs to flip the script. Oh, nice. That's good advice.
Yeah.
Well, there you go.
There you go. Thank you so much for listening to the What Would You Do podcast with JJ and Nimi.
Yeah.
Make sure you drop us a DM to What Would You Do JJ and Nimi on Insta. Is that what it is? What Would You Do JJ and Nimi on Instagram? Was it What Would You Do
JJ,
podcast? It's
What Would You Do podcast.
What Would You Do podcast on the Instagram.
Yes. And make sure you subscribe, share with your family and friends. We'd really appreciate it. Lots of love. Love you long time. All the best. World peace.